She's also the first one to write a dissertation on Sami literature in Finland. Sami literature written by women. That was in 1999. Yeah, it's a good dissertation. Thank you. But it also translated into. Okay. So it's also incredible to have the first dissertation. But welcome, please.
Tervetuloa Sámi allaskuvlas Keutakeinus. Greetings from Sámi University of Applied Sciences from Keutakeino. We have a new status. And thank you for inviting me to this important seminar. Sámi literature is transnational in its whole meaning. Quoting Vertovek's definition of transnationalism, it refers to sustained linkages and ongoing exchanges among non-state actors based across borders. They can be business, non-government organizations, and individuals sharing the same interests and practices. The collective attributes of such connections, their processes of formation and maintenance, and their wider implications are referred to broadly as transnationalism. Quotation end. And thanks to Olli and Heidi for this. Sámi literature is published and written mainly in 3 Nordic countries, Finland, Norway and Sweden, and some in Russian. You can see the map there. But as Sámi, we would like to think without terms of national categories when we say we are one people in 4 countries, and we do not let the state borders split us. However, we too as other people have learned to think in terms of national categories. Different nations, through their own political activities, language and education policies, have influenced the lives of the Sámi, and they have created differences between Sámi groups. In this context, by Sámi literature, I mean literature written especially in Sámi, but it can also mean literature written by Sámi writers in other languages, including children's books. An average of 10 new titles appear each year, published by small Sámi presses, of which there are some half a dozen, the largest of these in Norway. These publishers also strive to make Sámi literature better known by publishing translations of Sámi works, particularly in the Nordic languages. In the 21st century, approximately 150 Sámi books were published, and only a few titles are translated, for example, into Finnish, more in Norwegian. According to Olsson, the strict idea of nations and nation borders becomes visible when people think about literature, for example, in terms of its Finnish, Norwegian or Swedish labeling. These bodies of literature are made visible and understandable by geographical borders. But we know that Sámi literature is created and flourished in a multicultural environment, as just like the Sámi region, Sápmi. It covers a territory from central Scandinavia to the Kola Peninsula. 9 Sámi languages are spoken in this area alongside the majority and other minority languages. And so the output and linguistic choices of contemporary Sámi authors show clear signs of a multilingual and multicultural society. And I am telling a little about the transnational Sámi organizations in the field of literature. Sámi Kirjasääli, the Sámi Writers Association. It was founded in 1979 with the mission of promoting the Sámi language, providing education and support to writers, and acting in cooperation with other Sámi artists. The association has succeeded in improving the economic well-being of writers and promoting the public and visibility of Sámi language literature. Due to this work, the Nordic Council of Ministers decided in 1984 to include Nordic Literature Prize nominations from members of small language groups. For example, they are Sámi, Greenlandic, and Faroe writers. This arrangement gives nominees an opportunity to have a rough translation of their work written in one of the Nordic languages, but not in Finnish, and to receive support for the translation from the Council. A similar arrangement was made for children and young people's literature in the beginning of 2010. These nominations have resulted in much greater visibility for Sámi writers and their works. In this way, Sámi literature has received more column inches in the media. The Nordic Council of Ministers' decision to include the Sámi people as a whole is a good example of transnational practices taking place. At the beginning of 1990s, Sámi arts organizations and publishers together founded the Sámi Copy organization, to advocate on issues of royalties and compensation. Their first order of business was an agreement with right holder organizations in Norway. Negotiations with Finnish and Swedish organizations are still ongoing. Starting in 1994, Sámi Copy has received and distributed royalties to its member organizations, which in turn approve work grants and travel stipends for the writers. For example, the Sámi Kirjasääli receives royalties through Sámi Copy and for the writers then afterwards. There is other transnational funding in force. For example, the Nordic Sámi Council, nowadays Sámi Council, which was established in 1956, it has an NGO status. Its cultural fund handles 3 kinds of grants that can be applied for projects, working grants, and study trips. Every second year, Sámi Council gives its prize for literature. The purpose of the prize is to encourage writing in Sámi, but books translated to a minority Sámi language can also receive the prize. The prize is awarded every 2 years to an adult literature book and other to a children's book on alternate years. The prizes bring the deserving attention to the writers in the Sámi area and make Sámi literature more well known. In essence, it's a Sámi Nobel Prize. And then I can tell a little bit the Finnish situation, Finnish grants for translation and publishing in Finland. Foreign publishers and literary magazines may apply for grants to cover the cost of translation of books published in Finland from Finnish, Finland Swedish, or Sámi into other languages. The books must be translated directly from the original language of publication. And Finnish writers and publishers may apply for a grant for the translation of Sámi literature into Finnish. Finnish and foreign publishers may apply for grants to cover the cost of printing Sami language in Finnish translation. For example, it's a good example. Last year, many Sami books, especially children's literature, were translated into Finnish. The writers and publishing houses attended the Turku Book Fair that year to present these translations. And we need more of this kind of events where publishers, writers and readers can meet and obtain information and become more acquainted with minority literature. And then I'm going to tell a little bit about publishing, translating and marketing. The number of Sami-speaking people is currently estimated at about 25 to 30,000, of which 80 to 90% speak Northern Sami. And you can see the map there, how many languages we have in that area. And the Northern Sami is the biggest one. These numbers do not reflect the fact that not all native Sami speakers can read and write in the mother tongue, because they haven't received instruction in Sami as part of their education. Although the readership for Sami literature is small, the majority of authors write in Sami, which says a lot about the importance of the language. According to many of them, it gives greater power than writing in major languages. We heard about it just some minutes ago too. Indeed, many obstacles still exist which keep Sami literature from reaching readers. The biggest Sami publishing houses located in Norway receive permanent state-sponsored economic support because the readership and consumer groups are so small that publishing houses cannot cover the production cost through the sales alone. Authors cannot enjoy a profit from the sales of their books, so they are dependent on economic support from publishers or getting scholarship to ensure that they are financially more secure. Although the library system used in Nordic countries work well, the availability of Sami language books is not guaranteed outside Sápmi. And the books are not even available in bookstores except a special order. And we know that, for example, in Finland, over 70% of the youth are living outside the Sami area. So the big question is how they can know about the Sami books and how can they receive them in South Finland, for example, in Helsinki. To obtain a Sami book requires much more effort than books written in the major languages. To improve the accessibility of this literature, new solutions should be developed in addition to the traditional paper versions. Altogether, minority literature lacks in good channel for distributing. And some closing thoughts. Because the majority of Sami literature is published in Sami, its access to large markets of readers requires the translators and publishers to become more interested in minority literature. But we know that very little so far has been translated into more widely spoken languages. This is only one reason why Sami literature doesn't easily cross over into the larger publishing market. Another challenge with the publishing of Sami literature is that these works do not gain much needed recognition through the national press. But we heard the same problem is according to the other minority writers. Political recognition of diverse ethnic groups is considered the hallmark of a multicultural society. This would mean, among other things, that the literature of minorities would be translated into majority languages so that their voices and viewpoints are made available to the majority to read. Thank you.
Any short question or comment on this? Outi?
Yeah, very short question. You mentioned the Nordic translation support, that it's from Sami languages to the Nordic languages, but not to Finnish, was it so?
Yes, it was the Nordic Prize.
Nordic Prize.
Yeah,
okay.
nominees, that they are translated into Scandinavian languages only. Yeah.
Right.
So
But not
that
to Finnish?
No.
Yeah.
Finnish is not a Scandinavian language.
Yeah. So
But that's the norm in the Nordic Council Literature
Okay.
Prize.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, any other short comments? Thank you for a very inspirational talk.
Thank you.